Okay, I think I've figured it out. Let's say there's Burning Blade, and that looks like that. We'll say skill blend, and then we're going to put all the skills in here. We're going to go with the result. We're going to do the result option. So we add what skills it takes to get this. So let's see. Let's say it's /173 and then fire. And we'll just go 99 for fire 1. See, all enemies, since slash is all enemies. I don't know. Maybe I wonder if this is where force comes in handy. If you try and use an item that has like too high MP cost, we can maybe just tag force and then it will go through anyway. Not certain though. Alright, so Burning Blade is going to have this, and then we'll say maybe Frost Blade as well. Just you know, so there's a bit of something else going on. We'll just do that one. So instead of that, obviously we'll make it ice. So 107. So no one is going to have these skills as default. How do we catch these? Let me see. I think it's data manager and then one of the onload. This is maybe what I'm looking for. Data manager onload equals data manager onload. Okay, so we're going to just load like normal, but then we're also going to loop through all of the skills and then try and do something if we find a note tag. I wonder if I should cater for more than one skill combo. Like if you wanted multiple of these, by default you can't really do that. So I'll just do a bit of messing around. Let's see if I do data skills for each. Okay, I think that would work. And then I will need to do match all. So let's see. Okay, we generated a regular expression just with the help of AI. So I'll say put it outside, and then we want to do match all, and we just pass in the regular expression. Okay, matches equals skill, and we'll do the spread thing. I think it's skill skill dot no. So now matches will be a list of skill blends. So yeah, let's go for matches. All right, maybe there's a niftier way of doing this than using for. Maybe you can just loop through each of the matches again. For each matches, we'll just say match. So oh, you know what? Really, this is just going to be a string, and then we'll split it on this because I don't want to limit people. If they want to have some crazy long combo where you use 5 different skills or something, then yeah. So what is it? If I just say that's not right. I think it's the one that has the something like that to catch letters. Okay, let's go again. Okay, I've used AI to help me generate a regular expression. So skill list is going to be match 1 splitting on a comma and then map to number. Just the same thing we used earlier. And now this is going to be funny because I'm basically just going to put it back together. I'm going to unsplit. But I want to sort the list. I want to make sure it's sorted before I do anything else. Okay, generate code to sort an array of numbers and then turn it back into a string. So it would look like 2, 14, 32, so join. Yeah, that's cool. Array.sort. Okay, lovely. So let's say just let, because we'll just use skill list. Now do I need to make it equal that? No, sort does alter the original. Cool. And then we'll join them back together. Join, and we'll use a comma. So this is gonna be skill blend ID. And maybe we just want to slap that straight onto the data skill that we're interested in. Be skill dot skill. Oh no, we need to have an object. So for each skill, skill blend recipes equals empty. Oh, that's going to be an object, sorry. You know what, this is also not what I'm looking for. This makes it slow again. We're going to have our own thing here. Skill blending dot recipes equals this. Add a recipe. Result skill. And then we're going to have some kind of ID. Then we'll say skill blending recipes ID equals result skill. So yeah, this will be skill blend ID, and then we'll do add recipe. The resulting skill will be skill, and then we'll pass in the skill blend ID. So what we've done here, we take from this the list of skills that it takes to use Burning Blade. We then split it and sort it, so we end up with 99,173 instead. And then we join it back together to create a string, and then we use that as an ID that we can reference to get the skill. So this leads us back to when we are getting this array of objects down here. We have this list of actions. We can now loop through the actions and get each skill in the action array. We can then take just the IDs of the skills, sort them, then join them just like we did at the bottom to create an ID, and then we can use a lookup table to quickly search for that ID to get a result skill. If nothing comes back, then it's no combo, just use the last skill selected. So yeah, that's the idea, and I think it should be really fast now. We don't need to loop through every skill. We do that once when we load the game, and that's it. So I think this is maybe done. And let's see if we go back here. Let's do skill blending. Check for recipe. We'll take in the full action array, and it's up to this method to break it down. You know what? We'll do for each. No, we'll do for action array action. It's technically action object. It's a weird thing I created. Let's not get mixed up with calling it an action in case it looks like it's actually an action. So we can say, well, const skill ID array skill ID array, we can just push in the action object dot item dot ID. Right, where was I? We get the skill ID array, then we're going to sort it equals sort. What was this again? AB, A minus B. And join. Well, I guess we can do that in the next one. Skill recipe ID, skill ID array join, and then that. I wonder if I should have some switch, some parameter to say, should you be able to select the same command, the same skill more than once? Can select skill multiple times. Selected multiple times. I guess not. By default, probably not. No. Because I think that would make the whole ID thing I've came up with a bit funky. I don't know, maybe it would be fine. You would just end up with something like, 170, 170, and then 40. Be 40, 170, 170. Because when you sort it anyway, you're always going to end up with these clumped together. So, you know what, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. And then we can say recipe skill equals get recipe ID, say object dot keys for skill blending dot recipes. And then we can say if keys includes ID, return otherwise return maybe -1 or null or something. I think you could probably just return this line on its own and it would return undefined if it didn't exist. So that might just be fine the way it is without having to get the keys and stuff. So we'll say get recipe, skill recipe ID, and then maybe just return that You know what? Maybe we don't want to. Yeah. We've got to return it because we don't have the access to this or anything in here. So what are the potential pitfalls here? If you select a single target skill and a single target skill and then choose different targets for both of them, if the final attack is single target, which one do you pick? Probably just the last one. Yeah, I'm happy with going with that. Just select whoever the last target was. Okay. Right, so here we have to say scene battle prototype. Oh no, scene. It would just be this dot apply blended apply skill blending. So this will maybe do nothing, but it will maybe do a lot. So we're going to pop it in here. Pop it in here as well. So on actor OK, on enemy OK, and in the selection or select action. Now we need to do the actual method prototype dot apply skill blending. So here, selected actions. Check for recipe. This is going to be this. So we're going to say result or blend result maybe equals this. If blend result is a thing, or let's just say if it's not a thing, then we just return. I don't think we need to do any changes. I think we just return. Otherwise, if there is a result, we maybe just get the action and then change it. Maybe just set item to something else, but I can't remember. Let's just get this out like that, and we'll see what happens. Can't read note of null. That's most likely because this here. If skill, we just return. If skill is null or undefined, just return. Don't do anything. Can't read property for each of null. 219. Data skills is null by this point. Oh, hold on. If object equals data skills, or if it doesn't equal, return. So let's say you know what? If it selects the last target, you, I'm not going to add in any catches for this, but if we've got magic and someone casts an offensive spell and then a sort of healing spell, and those combo into a damaging spell, the last target was an ally, which means it will deal damage to an ally. So I'm willing to just leave that the way it is, but it makes sense that you would only combo good skills together or only bad skills together. Oh, I don't know. Maybe this should be handled better, but this is maybe fine for what I wanted to do. Let's just go fire, fire 2. Okay, can't read ID of undefined, so skill blending 70. It's underscore because I kept the same notation or the same variable names. Fire, fire 2, A is not defined. That's probably just, yeah, I didn't put this in parentheses. There we go. Assignment to constant 72. Skill ID array. No, that's fine. Instead of this, we will just say sort and then join and add it to the ID. So that we didn't find any combo. Didn't find any combo, so it just ran the regular code, it looks like. So if this guy gets fire and also ice, uh, interestingly, I can't mix magic and skills because they're in different windows, and if I leave the window, it just arrays is what was saved in the action array. Let's just make this a special, and we'll make this special. And let's also remove the requirement for slash. That's really annoying when trying to test. 0. So we pick fire, we pick slash. Let's see what happens. So probably just use slash. This action here would have been this. So can we action dot item equals blend result? Can we just reassign an action like that? This item dot object is not a function. Um, so is this not the same then? Let's see. Game action. This is an item. Oh, that's maybe just updating because of that. Let's try again. So the game item. Oh, this is item is a game item. Okay. So how do we create the game item? Game item. Oh, you can just pass it in like that. Nice. Initialize a new game item. So action item equals new game item, and we pass in blend result. Let's see, animation should be some kind of crazy thing so we know it's happened. And Frostblades, kind of the same thing.